next couple weeks down here, right?
I'm just going to tell me he liked that Max Series cab so well, he decided why ever leave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See? You can see how much further this one is out in front of the machine. Well, that's my truck. Oh. Sometimes you get them confused. All right, here we go. Look at that. Oh, jeez. Thoughts?
Looks nice.
Yeah.
Those tracks almost look like they're smaller.
They look smaller. Yeah, they do look smaller, don't they?
Still got good clearance under there, though.
Yeah, look at that. Hey, how are ya?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you again.
You too.
Buck, how you doing? Oh, I should probably have you guys introduce yourselves for the people on the camera. Buck, what do you do for these guys?
Product manager for ASV and Yanmar Compact Equipment North America.
Okay.
I'm Nick Schropp, and I'm the testing and reliability manager.
Yep, and both of these guys were up north with me when we took the ASV down over the edge of the bluff and damn near lost her for a bit there. That was your 120, right? That was your big dog.
We're going to hope you avoid the circus today.
I hope so too. All right, first thing I noticed, so this is a brand new VT70. When did this come out, Buck?
Oh, great question. I think roughly 2019 we started building the VT70 high output.
Okay.
Yep.
And is this is the VT70 high? What's the high output stand for?
So the high output really is when we put it to 74.3 horsepower. So maybe it says 70 on the sticker, but it's putting out a little more than that as well.
What engine does it run?
We run a Deutz in this cab.
A Deutz,
yes,
okay. And Yanmar actually bought ASV,
yes,
correct?
Correct.
Okay, so let's just get that out of the way so we all understand the relationship. So ASV, it's still its entire own entity in every way, shape, or form, but now it has the Yanmar support across the nation. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the ASV product's still an independent brand. You know, carrying that on, we're marketing, we're designing, but yeah, we've got the full support of Yanmar and Yanmar's engineering team as well.
Can a guy that buys an ASV take this to any dealer that services Yanmar at this point?
No, it is an independent brand, independent dealer network, so
okay.
You know, we still would service the ASV product through the ASV network.
Okay, and let's talk about warranty on it, because you got a number of different warranties on this thing. And Nick, you can chime in anytime you want. I just talked about because I've known him forever. So
he's the man.
He's the man. So what is the warranty on this machine, Buck? And let's walk around it as we go, if you don't mind.
2-year, 2,000 hour on it, stand bumper to bumper. You know what else is unique is we carry that same exact 2-year, 2,000 hour warranty even to the track and the undercarriage itself. So same warranty on everything down here, and we have our track anti-derailment guarantee, which is, let's say, in addition to that, guaranteeing it won't derail, and we'll certainly back that up as well through the warranties.
Nobody else has that warranty, is my understanding, but I could be wrong.
Yep, that is true. The anti-derailment guarantee is an ASV only offering.
So if, just so you guys know, and I've said this in other videos, you're out in the field and you're 100 miles up in the woods, your tracks come off within those 2,000 hours, one of these guys, maybe not Buck personally or maybe not Nick personally, but someone from ASV will come out and put your track back on for you.
Yep, we're just convinced it's not coming off, Stan. So
I've never had never had a track problem in my life, and I've probably ran ASVs for thousands of hours with not even looking at the tracks, with no issues. And a couple things about the tracks, if you guys look at them, some guys, this is going to be wash, rinse, and repeat, but if you notice some of your tracks are starting to get beat up, it's because the undercoating on it, you've got this rubber coating on it, this is a sacrificial layer, right? That's designed to give you a smoother ride and to make the tracks themselves last longer versus just going with a steel rail right on hard rubber.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that coating, you see the you know, we got the hard metal core interior, and then you got the rubber coating on it. The rubber coating's job is really to provide a cushion between that metal core and that track, right? So as rocks or material go through there, you're able to absorb that, soften that, and not damage the track. So that's what gets us up to that 2,000 hour track life we're talking about, the ability to back that up.
Okay, so let's pop this off and let's put it by my other ASV, which is now going bye-byes. and let's do the compare and contrast.
Sure.
Does that sound like a good deal?
All right.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys, let's go into the cab. You know who's gonna love this machine is Tim. We use that ASV RT50, and he was in love with that machine. Love with it. And this looks like it's got the Max Series cab, just like our other one. But there are some fundamental differences between this. Although my other one has 74 horsepower and this one has 74 horsepower, there's still some very fundamental differences, and we're gonna go over those. Some big differences. Very big differences. Don't fall down. You guys are just kind of like legitimately sitting there. Here, I'll let you guys see more. How's that? Is that better? Move out of the way. I got a horn. Oh, 2-speed. Woo! God, those are freaking gorgeous machines too.
I do like the look of them.
God, they are just gorgeous. All right, Buck.
Yes.
Let's walk through the fundamental differences, because these machines share a lot in common, but then there's some very, very fundamental differences that we need to discuss. So come on in, let's start what we're looking at.
Yeah, so I mean the VT70 high output standard coming out of an RT75. This is really the, I'll call it the little brother. So like the next size frame down from the RT75.
Okay, but it has the same amount of horsepower.
Yep, same power, similar flows, kind of a lot of things that are very similar between the two, right? We just really package it up in a little bit smaller package. So
This has a Deutz engine.
Yep.
This has a Cummins engine.
Yep.
So you guys, the engine that you're getting are good, solid, tried and true, tested engines. Both are right at that 70, just 1 horsepower under 75, so there's no depth.
that's right.
Okay? Different frames though.
Yes.
And different linkages as well.
Yep.
So this one is like your mid-size frame?
Yeah, it's what we call the mid-size, and that goes into more of our large frame. And if you look at that, you know, the frame itself is about 6 inches shorter, slightly smaller undercarriage on this as well, and you end up being, you know, roughly 1,000 pounds lighter on this machine.
So tell me about the ground pressure. Talk to me about that, will you, Buck?
Sure. I mean, ground pressure is really your calculation of your amount of track on the ground divided by, or the weight of the machine divided by that, right? On this machine, under 3 psi with these. So I mean, we're very light in total footprint.
Yep. So you're even though you're getting a smaller track, you're not compromising and getting a machine that's going to sink more, because the machine itself weighs less. So you have the same float capability?
Yep, you end up with very similar amount of ground pressure and flotation in the end, yep.
Do you have the same capability on side slopes? Because this I call the Spider-Man. That one is the Spider-Man of machines. Anytime you have even a slightly bad slope, this machine is the one everybody grabs without fail.
Yeah, and you know, it's really consistent with ASV, where they started our smallest machine, you know, 25 horsepower, all up to our biggest, 135, right? We got machines in between there. But what we do is try to size the undercarriage, the amount of wheels, the amount of guide surfaces to that product. So even with this machine, you see that track width, right? You see the guide wheels, you see the extra lug here. This lug, its job in life is to help with that side hilling. We talk about that anti-derailment guarantee. This lug is what allows and helps us to do that. It's guided by that wheel, so as you side hill and all that weight is transferred out here. Yep.
You got 3 lugs on this son of a duck.
The lug is pushing against that wheel, and that really helps keep that, you know, that track on. Whereas if you look at a lot of other designs or undercarriages, you wouldn't see this lug on the outside.
There's no lug on this.
Right. That's a similar size machine to the 70 we're looking at, and you can see, you know, with what we do there to help with that guiding, you get that slope capability. Very similar size.
But now that's a 54 horsepower machine, so it has none of the actual capabilities, power to break through. I mean, the power to weight ratio on this thing has got to be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we keep up on the game. All manufacturers really are putting more power in smaller packages, right? Power goes up, 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 and package size stays similar.
Here's the guy that I figured would like it more than anybody right here. Hey, Timmy. So check this out. You remember the 50 that we got? The RT50 that you basically wanted to cuddle with that night?
Yeah.
This is one size up from that and one size down from our 75. So this one weighs how much, Buck?
About 8,000 pounds, yeah.
8,000 pounds, so we're gonna be able to trailer this better. We're gonna be able to get this into tighter job sites. We're not compromising on power in any way, shape, or form. 74 horsepower, 74 horsepower. Plus, we're not compromising, even though it's got a smaller track, we're not compromising on flotation or side slope stability because of the track system. The ground pressure, the pounds per square inch, is roughly the same with this machine as it is with this bigger machine.
It's gonna float the same.
It's going to float the same, and it's going to stick to the sides of those hills the same. And you don't have such a big fat butt sticking out in the back for Alex to smash into the sides of pools.
Okay, all right. Geez, that one hurt.
All right, but let's talk about the vertical linkage on this one, Buck. Why did you go with the vertical rather than a radial?
Yeah, I mean, a good question. So that's kind of, come back to the naming, right? VT, vertical track machine, radial track machine, RT. So the vertical, the difference there is the linkage and the loader itself. On the vertical, you can kind of see this extra bar here.
Yep.
That is not present on the radial. And that extra bar allows, as this loader comes up, that bar is actually pushing the loader forward, meaning when you get to full height, your loader is farther out and you got more reach.
So you can fill a dump truck better with a vertical lift machine than you can with a radial lift machine.
Yeah, typically
correct?
if you're loading and dumping, that's where vertical comes in handy. Now with the small frame machine, to get that height and that reach and that ability for you to still load that big red truck that's sitting over there, you know, that's where vertical allows us to do that. Even in a more compact machine, it can get up and actually reach farther than that radial. So radial usually is, you know, most preferred in what we'd call eye level down type work. So radial is very handy in you know, ground cutting, ground engagement. It has some advantages there. One, in just you have less moving parts, right? You don't have, if you're down here where you don't need them, you know, they're not really benefiting you. So very stable, what I'd call eye level down. That load is coming up and reaching away.
Okay.
Versus, you know, when you're at top height, then radial's not quite as proficient.
Okay. So, and that's excellent because I'm making this video for you guys to figure out exactly which machine is right for you. So these are the fundamental differences, but then we have the similarities. Max series cab. Is the cab itself smaller?
Nope, exactly the same cab in this product is in that product. So.
Okay. How about the ability to control the high output? How about, because whenever I was brush cutting, you know, you taught me that you can dial this in. If you've got a head that needs 40 gallons per minute, ding, 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 you got 40 gallons per minute. 45, boop, 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 boop. That's my, you know, my sound effects. You guys love it. So you mentioned price point. You said it, I didn't. Where are we at with price point? Now, every dealer is going to be different, but are we similar? Are we cheaper? What is going on with price point?
Yeah, I mean, I think between these two, I'm going to give you a round figure of roughly 10% gap between the two. So this is going to be a less expensive machine. Obviously, the smaller frame size, a smaller class machine.
Huh. But you're not compromising on power. You're not compromising on performance.
Yeah,
I think you guys should raise your price.
Said no one
ever. Said no one ever.
You'd be the first customer who told me that, that's for sure.
But let's go into the back and see how we check this out.
I think you're going to like stands. This one's got a little bit different rear end than the RT75. So we've pioneered a swinging radiator system in our 3-panel sides on this one. So you get really, really good access. I mean, I've got lots of different ways I can get into that machine.
Oh, wow.
Including the final swing out of the cooler and radiator package. So, you know, when you're out there in the dust and the dirt and this thing gets plugged up and dirty, you've got super easy access to get in here with a pressure washer.
Okay, so your battery's up high. Yep. It's not down low. You're not fandangling for it. You've got all of your main components that you need to get at. Your oils right here. I mean, I can see everything right away. You've got all of your filters and one handy filter bank right on the side.
Yep, I can do a lot of that
radiator
stuff
you
with.
can swing out and clean at any point.
You can also, it also double swings. So those 3 bolts that you have here.
Yeah.
These, you can open it up and then you can actually clean.
So you can open these two like a sandwich.
Yeah, if that dirt ended up back in here,
you got
you
the
can
right
actually
jelly
swing
in your
this out
sandwich,
too.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Where's the sight glass for the hydraulics on this?
It's going to be right over here. We actually do that on the outside. So
Oh, the other one was inside the
so
compartment. Oh, I like
your
that.
hydraulic oil add and check, you wouldn't need to open the hoods to do that.
Yeah, because on that model, you'd have to pop the back open and it
Sure,
was...
it's kind of up inside. Yep.
Exactly, yeah.
So this cap right here is where you fill your diesel fuel.
That's your hydro.
Oh, that's what we've been doing wrong all these years. Right here is your fuel cap, and we've got a lockable fuel cap right here as well. Cast iron.
Yeah, it's your cast linkage, so that also helps with that vertical linkage, and that ties that two together. And you know, a cast piece, dual bearings here, that really gives it a good, strong linkage between the loader and the frame point.
I was just gonna say, do you want me to run it up so you can see what the linkage looks like?
Let's do it. Let's run both of them up.
Side by side?
The side by each. Let's go.
Side by each.
Yep.
Should I get a bucket on this one?
Yeah.
That bucket right there, I'll move the extension cord.
Yeah, let's throw it. We gotta give Buck a bucket anyway. Give him the crappiest bucket we got. We'll pretend that's the one that came with it.
Yeah. Now you're speaking like a good customer, Stan.
Alex is technically homeless.
Really?
Yep, he bought a new home and he can't close on it yet, so he lives down in the yard. So if anybody comes down here and wants to steal anything out of the yard, you see these arms? They'll be wrapped around you and you'll be put in a sleeper hold, because this is where he's living for the next couple of weeks down here, right?
I'm just going to tell me he liked that Max Series cab so well, he decided why ever leave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can actually see it come out. Oh, holy buckets. Oh, yeah, see? You can see how much further this one is out in front of the machine, where this one is like right there. Do you guys see that, or is that just me? Well, okay, you talked me into it, Nick. Let's do it. So Nick is gonna mock load the truck. We'll just see how this looks. Okay, don't move, Nick. I'm gonna climb up there. I wanna see where your bucket is in the truck.
I don't think it's safe to see either one does a bad shot.
Okay, so you can see right now he's dumping center. So the VT70 is dumping center of the truck. All right, back her out, Nick. Hey, let's do it with the RT75. Tilter! So, we're now, you can see the other one was going here, this one is going here. Pretty damn close. Good! So then the choice really gets down to you guys. Which one do you want? Do you want a larger frame machine? Do you need a mid-size frame machine? You're not losing anything with power, you're not losing anything with ground pressure, and you're getting a better price on the VT70. I don't know. But there's another one coming down the pipeline. All right, guys, we are in the cab. Buck is gonna walk us through it. So we've got one lap bar, so fat guys don't feel like they're on a roller coaster. They can just stick that straight down. Now we've got two control handles. Are these interchangeable? Can you hit a button and switch them around?
No, this one's ISO control only, so you're gonna be right side loader, left side drive.
Okay, perfect for me. Sucks for 3 of you out there that run it backwards. So here's your control panel right here. Your fuel, your battery. You've got all of your other critical elements right here. Plus you can toggle through and you can get your basic setup and you can do whatever you want. But it's a very easy to navigate control panel. What do we need to know about this machine in particular, Buck?
Sure, yeah. I mean, along with the Max Cab, this one is what we'd call an all premium package. So it's kind of got all the options. You're going to have a backup camera in that display as well.
Okay.
So when you're running and going to reverse, that'll automatically flash over. You've got some other options here, like can't quite see from out here, but there's probably one with a little round drum. That's your ride control.
Yep.
So that's what gives you your, I'll call it loader suspension. As you're traveling over rough terrain, that'll really help smooth things out if you just flip that guy on.
Okay.
It's also got a self-level feature. I think there's one there with a bucket, perhaps, that you see.
Right next to it. Yep.
That's going to help the bucket level as you raid. So if you were loading those trucks, you know, day in, day out, it automatically level on the way up.
So that's for the noobs.
Yep.
Okay.
It's got high flow, so I think you see an aux switch there, and you probably see something with a plus next to it as well.
Yes.
When you flip that plus on, you're boosting your flow, so that's going to bump you up to that high flow output.
This is your high flow output.
Yep.
This just sets your auxiliaries in motion, the aux button, that gets your auxiliaries rocking and rolling, your high flow. Okay,
Yep.
then over here, your parking brake, lights, windshield washer, and what is this flashing beacon thing?
Yeah, you
Here's
have a rotating beacon button there, yep.
Yep, okay.
And your quick attach.
Quick attaches there. Auxiliary hydraulic hookups. Let's go out here because you have, does this have the special pressure release?
It does. So this button right here is going to allow you to relieve pressure, you know, in the attachment or in the couplers. So when you go to hook up, just push that guy. They're all snap on. Whether you're on high or low flow, we're going to run those same couplers.
I mean, I don't have to have Zach sit there and struggle and fight with it. Watch all 150 pounds of him kicking his legs in the air.
You will feel better on Sunday morning, so you'll have cussed less based on this button. So,
so this one lets you hook up pretty fast and easy. Well, how many pin hookup is that?
we got the 7-pin in here, so you can see that guy.
Okay. And is that all standard on this piece of equipment?
It is, yep.
Okay. What are the options? What are the upgrades that we looked at? Because you said premium cab. Is there a different cab guys can get?
Yeah, so I mean, if you go, we have base options, really depending on your price point and what you want to get, Stan. If you start with a base option, I mean, with the premium, you get things like the adjustable controls. You see those little levers there by your controls. Yep, those guys will let you set those control position, fore aft adjustment. You get things like high flow, you get things like ride control. So a lot of these will be options. You know, depending on your price point and your needs as a buyer, we can configure accordingly.
Okay. All right. And can we hint that you have a new machine coming down the pipeline? Can we hint at it, Buck? Come on, can we hint at it?
Yeah, you saw at ConExpo the big brother to this guy, so our VT100. So we've also got a vertical linkage machine in 100 horsepower class now, so that'd really be taking, you know, large frame vertical linkage and 100 horsepower. In fact, 103.5 horsepower it's up to. And yeah, I mean, you want a big machine, ability to load, ability to push, ability to run high flow.
When is that coming out?
We're going to start building those in July.
July of this year.
Yes, sir.
So maybe guys, if they want a taste of it, they best get on the books pretty soon because I'm gonna guess those are gonna sell out pretty fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Get in, talk to a dealer. We're the order board is strong already, so it's gonna be a very popular machine for us.
I gotta say goodbye to one of my favorite machines of all time, and that was the #1, like legit the #1 Max Series cab that came out, the very first one.
That's accurate.
And that's going up for sale now, right?
It is.
All right. So if you guys want that machine and you want the #1, there you go. It's going to be out. Where can guys find? Where do guys buy your used equipment at, Buck?
Well, this one's going back to our factory outlet store up in Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Okay. All right. So if you're up in that neck of the woods, go ahead. Check it out. We've enjoyed that machine for many years, and I think we're going to be enjoying this one now coming up. I'm pumped. You guys can tell. But that's it for this video. I want to say big thanks to Buck for coming out.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Nick, for coming out. I know you said a lot in this video.
Said everything I know.
Yeah. And that's it for this one. God bless you guys. Hope you enjoyed going along for the ride and discovering this brand new machine. You're going to be seeing it all the time on my channel because we're going to use it. I think this boy right here is going to be
this is
using
where it's like.
Yeah, I know. So see you in the next one, you guys.